Dear children, you are welcome to the social class. The United Nations Organization, lesson number 14 in past and present. The United Nations Organization is the topic of the lesson. Dear children, in 5th standard we have seen about the United Nations Organization. Now, after the Second World War, that United Nations Organization was formed. Before that, after the First World War, that League of Nations was formed, but that is failed to maintain the peace and unity between the countries. So the Second World War happened. So after that Second World War, the another one organization is formed now also, that is functioning successfully. That is the United Nations Organization. We have seen this in the 5th standard. Now we can see something about this United Nations Organization. This organization is formed in the year 1945, October 24th. So this October 24th is called as the United Nations Day, considered as a United Nations Day. This headquarters of this United Nations organization is in New York City, that is in USA. Then all organs of the UN except the International Court of Justice also function out of here. Here you can see the membership means the original membership of UN was 51. Today there is 193 countries are the members of this United Nations organization. Then the members are asked to agree to abide by the UN Charter, to read the UN Chart. Then the official languages of this United Nations are also the United Nations official languages are Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Russian and Spanish. In these languages only the programs will happen now, the meetings on that time in these languages the meeting will be translated. Then objectives of the United Nations: to maintain peace and security in the world, to develop friendly relations among countries, to promote respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms, to achieve worldwide cooperation in solving international economic, social, cultural and humanitarian problems, to provide a common platform to countries for coordinating their actions towards achieving common ends. The principles of the UN is: all member countries have sovereign equality, that is, all nations are equal. All member countries must obey the UN Charter. All member countries must settle their mutual disputes through peaceful means. No member country shall use force to threaten to use force. All member countries must offer unconditional support to the UN. The United Nations Organization shall not interfere in the domestic affairs of the member countries. The UN shall ensure that even non-member countries work for world peace. Then we can see the principal organs of United Nations Organization: the General Assembly, the Security Council. There are 6 organs: the General Assembly, the Security Council, the Economic and Social Council, the Trusteeship Council, the International Court of Justice, the Secretariat. That General Assembly is like a world parliament. Then the functions of the General Assembly is to admit new members on the recommendations of the Security Council, to appoint the Secretary General on the recommendation of the Security Council, to elect 10 temporary member countries to the Security Council and members of the other organs of the UN, to discuss the reports put forth by the main organs and agencies of the UN and take decisions on them, to draw the attention of the Security Council whenever it finds that world peace is endangered by the actions of one or more countries, to discuss any matter falling within the Charter of the United Nations Organization, for example, security, international cooperation, and development, to consider and pass the annual budget of the UN. These are the functions of the General Assemblies. And the Security Council, it is the executive wing of the United Nations Organization. Then it has two types of membership. First one is permanent and another one is non-permanent. In this Security Council, permanent country is there and non-permanent countries also there. The five permanent members are China, France, Russia, UK and USA. Then they have the veto power. Then the non-permanent countries are elected for the term of 2 years only. The non-permanent countries have only 2 years. The Security Council meets once a month or as and when required. They will meet for once a month and they will meet if it is necessary. They will meet the Security Council. Then we can see the Economic and Social Council, in short Ecosoc, that is called as Ecosoc. The Ecosoc main objective is to free the world from want. The council has 54 members. This Ecosoc, the Economic and Social Council, has 54 members that one-third retiring every 3 years and being replaced by the new members. The Trusteeship Council was a setup of work for the 11 trust territories that is formed after the Second World War. Then the aim of this trusteeship is make them self-sufficient for independence. Then now all these countries are free, hence this organ is now redundant. International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice is the judicial wing of the UN. It has 15 judges. In this International Court of Justice, there are 15 judges and all the judges from the another countries only. General Assembly and Security Council was electing these judges. The General Assembly member countries and the Security Council member countries. Now from this only the judges for this International Court of Justice, the judges are elected from these countries only. And the headquarters of the International Court of Justice are at the Hague in Netherlands. Already we have seen, except this International Court of Justice, all the headquarters are there in the New York City of USA, but this International Court of Justice functions in Netherlands. Here, if the main work of this International Court of Justice, the International Court of Justice disputes between member countries. It also provides legal advice to other UN organs also. Actually, if there is no correct justice got to the people for a group of people or like that, means the people will go to the International Court of Justice. For example, for Sri Lankan problem, our Tamil people went to the International Court of Justice for the judiciary. Thus, last one, we can see the Secretariat. The Secretariat carries out the day-to-day work of the UN, and the Secretariat is headed by the Secretary General. That Secretary General is elected for a term of 5 years and may be re-elected. Antonio Guterres is the present Secretary General of the UN. The functions of the Secretariat are prepares the minutes of the meetings. Minute means the report. Then translates speeches and other documents into the official languages of the UN. There are how many languages? In these languages the meetings will be translated by the Secretariat, and they are that Secretariat only organizing that international conferences, and they are only preparing the reports on issues of international concerns, monitors the extent to which the decisions of the different UN bodies are being carried out. Now we can see the achievements of the United Nations organization. The UN peacekeeping forces have been part of numerous peacekeeping operations in different regions of the world. The historians and the people are telling that because of this United Nations organization only, that Third World War is stopped up to now. We don't know, however, it is happens or not. And we can see the interference of India in the United Nations organization. India became the United Nations organization in the year on 30th October of 1945. Officially on that day only they have came, but since then it always given active support to the progress of the UN. If the Indian government is asking to stop something by the UN, means they will do this one. And India has actively supported all peacekeeping efforts of the UN. India is against war and accumulation of weapons. India has opposed racial discrimination. India has supported freedom movements of other countries. Many Indians have served in important positions in the UN. Shashi Tharoor served as the Under Secretary General for Communications and Public Information at the UN. The main concept of this United Nations organization is strengthen the peace throughout the world.